So I'm going to be advertising this Power Plus engine on eBay this afternoon. It's a 2002 brand new Blackhawk rebuild that was, believe it or not, rebuilt in '04. And I'll show you the spec sheet on it in a little while. And it's never been installed. It's never run since it's been redone. It looks absolutely fabulous. It's obvious to see by the intake manifold that it's never seen heat. The lower case, the powder coating on the lower case is just phenomenal. So if you think about this, this was brand new in a bike in '02. It's an '02 motor, and was part of the group of engines that got recalled by Indian. Went to Blackhawk, had all the corrections, had all the upgrades, including the oil pump, including the flywheel, including the pinion shaft. And then, of course, Indian went out of business. So we acquired this from a Boston police officer who had bought it for his red Springfield. And we bought it from him about 5 or 6 years ago. It's been stored in a heated shop. I'll show off in a few minutes that the pistons do go up and down quite freely. That'll be a question is somebody has, is maybe the pistons are seized. Nope, not happening. Brand new engine. In absolute remarkable condition. I'm thinking because he had a red Springfield, he probably touched up the Indian script inside that cam trigger. So the thing to do for somebody is to either just put it in their '02 or '03 Power Plus Chief, or possibly a custom rebuild, maybe a chopper, any sort of a project that somebody might have. You know, this engine is, well, first of all, Blackhawk starts off at rebuilding these at around $5,000. You know, go take a look at their website. You know, let's say it's $4,500 or $4,000. That's without customizing or doing anything too fancy. And as I mentioned, this has a brand new S&S upgraded flywheel. And again, I will show you the specs on this engine in a little bit. But it wouldn't take anything if somebody wanted to dress this up, to have the rocker box covers chromed, to have the cam trigger chromed, inner and outer cam trigger chromed. Put some chrome hardware on the top of these rocker box covers, and this thing would just scream. However, it doesn't need anything. The fins are polished. The heads are in remarkable shape, looking like a new engine should. Looking like an engine that probably didn't get many miles put on it before it got recalled. Again, the lower case is powder coated beautifully. It has a Blackhawk number on here, which I will read, but I don't know that you're going to read it. It says Blackhawk Motor Works. It says 40031. And so we called down to Blackhawk, and they confirmed that it was a new rebuild in '04. Again, never been installed, never used, never had oil run through it or a carburetor on it. Now, over the past 4 or 5 years, we have religiously sprayed some oil in here, and also turned the crankshaft on occasion to make sure everything stayed fresh and free and lubricated. And I'm going to do my best to show you that right now. So as you see, the spark plugs are out. And I actually took a little mag light, and I was able to, you actually can look inside the barrels. You can see the pistons. So, you know, here I am one-handed, and you can actually see the pistons inside the spark plug wells. So look, you guys, I mean, I'm not putting much pressure at all. There's the resistance that you should have there. Of course, I'm turning the crankshaft, which is causing the flywheel to turn, which is actuating the pistons going up individually inside the cylinders. So anyway, turns very freely. Again, brand new, never used. So I'm going to attach this link to the eBay auction that I do. This is a real opportunity for somebody. So what I'd like to talk about for a minute is, if you tried to buy this engine, just the engine, raw, from Blackhawk or from somebody who had, let's say, a used engine. Please keep in mind this engine is new. Maybe never used, I don't know that, but let's say it was installed for a few miles in '02 and part of the recall program. What I'm going to ask for this engine is just ridiculous. So I'm going to include my email as part of this little YouTube video. So you can email me if you have questions, thoughts, are interested in it, and want to try and strike a deal with me. I am going to try and sell it on eBay, but I would not be closed-minded and would be very receptive to making a deal with someone. So I'm going to build a wooden case for this. I am a woodworker. I will build a very sturdy wooden case. Make sure that it's protected well inside. Make sure you're able to get, I'll make sure that someone's able to get a hand truck under it. And I will bring this either to FedEx, Express, or carrier of your choice. You will pay the shipping. I'm not going to pay the shipping, but I will go out of my way to crate it, make sure it's covered, make sure it's safe, make sure it doesn't jump around, and get it to a carrier that we agree on, and send it off to you. So a real opportunity. So I was saying, just to purchase an engine today, if you're going to find one, there's none on eBay right now. Occasionally you'll see one on Craigslist, and if it's a burnt engine or an engine that's had piston blow apart or problem with the camshaft, you'll see them for $1,500 to $2,500. I've seen them apart in pieces for $1,500, or you'll see one that's in really nice shape, and I've seen lots of them go on eBay for $3,500 to $4,000. So you're going to be getting a brand new Blackhawk rebuilt engine with all new components, which I'll read to you from the spec sheets in a few minutes, and the engine. So just for you to buy an engine right now, let's say $3,000. Now you send it to Blackhawk to get rebuilt. You're going to have your shipping costs, which are going to be around $700, around $350 each way in one of their plastic Tupperware crates. That's going to be around $5,000, you guys. So $5,000, $700 for shipping, and $3,000 for the engine. You're up to $9,000. Okay, I'm going to start the bidding on this at under $4,000. Real opportunity for somebody. Okay, so trying not to make this blurry here, but here's an engine we have that is a rebuilt one that's going to go in a bike I'm working on now, which has the rocker box covers chromed, has the intake manifold chromed, about in the same condition as the one that we're going to sell for someplace under $4,000. Only difference is the chrome on this engine, you guys. And as I mentioned, wouldn't be a big hardship at all to chrome the components on this that you could get off easily before you installed it. So I'll let you be the judge. You'll see it on eBay this afternoon. And if you would, bear with me here. I'm going to read a bit from this spec sheet, okay? So it says the main bearing end play is .001. That's perfect, you guys. All kind of clearances here. Rocker arm clearances, all checked out perfect. Oil pump, the pressure, the heat test, it passed with flying colors. It has new bearings in the lower case. Individual crankcase bearings were all replaced. Brand new S&S flywheel set, you guys. So I want to tell you that an S&S flywheel set with a 4 1/4 inch stroke, it's a bolt-together flywheel set, which is an upgrade from the Indian stock one. They're about $1,500 now. So the way it works is you order this, you buy this flywheel from S&S, which Blackhawk would have done. Then they match it to the piston size, the rings, everything is precisely weighed. And then the crankshaft, the flywheels are balanced to perfection, knowing the weight and the ratios of how everything has to work together. So that's been done. So the flywheel inside this is $1,500, you guys. Also, if you'll check out the Blackhawk website, you'll see that a set of heads, this top part here that goes on top of the cylinders, are $1,800. So almost $2,000. So the flywheel and the heads, you got $3,500 worth of engine here. So if you want to take it apart for parts and sell it, you'd probably make around $6,000 or $7,000. Now, I have resisted doing that. I do not need this engine. It would be a shame for me to take this apart and sell the individual components. Not ready to do that. I do not need this engine. I have several engines. We're in the process of rebuilding, so it's a spare engine to us. Brand new. Let me read some of these other specs. The flywheel true came in at 0.0005. Connecting rod end play, 0.027. Main bearing end play, 0.001. Pinion runout, 0.001. The date is here, so I'm not so sure how you're going to be able to see this, but we're going to give it a go. Okay. So here's the spec sheets. Daniel Murphy, Boston police officer, had this, bought this as a spare engine when Indian went out of business in '04. He bought it as a backup engine for his Indian Springfield, which he sold a few years later. And we came along and purchased this brand new Blackhawk rebuild. Actually, a friend of mine did. There you can see the S&S flywheel set, mention of the new Timken bearings, mention of the individual crankcase bearings, just a quick scan of this document. Pretty boring there, sorry about that. Power Plus 100 from inventory. Okay, so hope you found this interesting. Hope you're interested in this engine. Remember, I demonstrated the pistons freely go up and down with the spark plugs out. Of course, the spark plugs are removed, or I would not be turning that thing with an adjustable wrench. Real opportunity, you guys, staring you in the face. Under $4,000, I'm going to start it for on eBay, and I'll leave my email there in the information at the top of this video. So if you have an interest in this, either buy it on eBay, reach out to me with your phone number. I'm open to your ideas. And as I said, I'll make a nice wooden crate, and we'll get this beautiful O2, never used, freshly rebuilt components. All these components were, you know, think about it, rebuilt in '04, originally built in the factory in '02. I mean, pretty safe to say it's a darn new engine. So there you have it. You take care. Thank you.